Welcome to my second Vantage Point Video Garage Chat of 2020. A little bit later in the month than I had originally hoped, but unfortunately I got struck down by a winter cold and I haven't been able to spend as much time in the garage as I had hoped. Luckily I did manage to get the engine out of Eric just before the fever set in, and I have that ready to go up to Cork Engine Centre, and that's why I actually have Moby in the garage at the moment. Because along with some preparations for a long trip into Europe that we're planning, I also want to use him for getting the engine up to Cork Engine Centre, and the dropping rear suspension and tail lift make him perfect for that. I'm bringing that engine up to Cork Engine Centre because ultimately I want to end up with one good engine for road use in Eric and another for competition use in closed road conditions. It was really frustrating to get struck down with a cold at this time of year, because with the new year I was starting to really get things going, and I'd been doing a little bit about getting fit for motorsport and following some of the advice in this book. I'd been out on the bike cycling, but anyway, these things happen. We can't really control these things, and the main thing is we're getting things going again now. One video I managed to put together while I was convalescing was something I'd been working on over the last 2 years, which was a compilation of all the trips I did with the electric car and the 30 kilowatt Nissan Leaf, travelling to classic car and motorsport events around the country. I really wanted to show how useful this car has been for me, and also how much I enjoyed the 2 years of free public charging on the Rapid Charger network. It really made it possible for me to expand the amount of events that I travel to, and I had shot this video just towards the end of the summer, when I wanted to replace the wipers and I was swapping the rear tyres to the front and vice versa, ahead of the poorer weather in the winter. What delayed me was I wanted to put together an animation of all my driving around the country, and with little highlights clips of the events that I was attending. So I got time to do this and publish that last week. The Galway International Rally is coming up this weekend, and that led me to look back into my motorsport archive, and I dug out some clips of the 2005 event, and I published them on the Facebook Vantage Point Video page, where I put all the motorsport content. You can also find it on Vantage Point Video YouTube, where I put all my videos. It was a great weekend for Toyotas, with the Corolla WRC winning the international category and an AE86 twin cam winning the national category. Thanks to Drive Tribe for sharing that video on their events page. We have a Vantage Point Video Tribe there for people who like that platform. I took some time to create a new thumbnail for the Vantage Point Video Facebook page so that you could easily identify where the motorsport coverage is. I've used a representation of my camera lens with a shot of Billy Coleman's Porsche crossing Moll's Gap on the Killarney Deja Vu event back in 2017. That's one of my favourite cars and favourite drivers at one of my favourite places. One fun thing that I wanted to show you was this shower gel that a friend found for me in Germany. You'd want to be very careful to make sure you don't top up the engine with this, but it's ideal after a greasy day under the bonnet. I'm looking forward to getting back on track with a couple of garage videos, preparing Moby for our big European trip. I think that the carburetor that came with Eric might be more suitable, so I'm going to swap that onto the car. And there's also a good few other little bits and pieces that I need to do before we take on a couple of 1,000 kilometers of European driving. You'll be able to find those videos on Vantage Point Video Garage. Go to Vantage Point Video for our exclusively motorsport and classic car run videos. And as always, everything will be on the YouTube channel Vantage Point Video. And if you want to follow those, you can subscribe and hit the bell notification. Thanks for watching.